Hello guys and welcome to this Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I am going to talk about the new gear accessory Ascension. Basically I saw the new video about it, and if you haven't seen it then you should look it up. It's Gear Ascension. Yeah, you'll find it. There's a new dungeon that is going to come into this game, and basically what Gear Ascension does is, let's take a look. That's the wrong one. Here it is. So, take a look at this glove here. Everything's normal, except this has purple signs here. That means it is fully ascended to 6 Ascension, similar to a champion. But what does it give? Well, if you look at this purple text here, 20% attack. So yeah, that seems pretty good. Like, getting 20% attack, and it is very good. Especially for new players with not very strong gear, this is suddenly gonna put you in a lot stronger position. Imagine if you have 20% attack on multiple pieces of gear, you can increase your damage by a lot. And also, you can have a bunch of other type of stats. Let's take a look here. This is the list of what every piece can roll. If you see a plus sign, like the top pieces there, all of these are flat stats. That means flat attack, flat defense, flat health. The health, I think the maximum is about 1200 health. And I think that the attack and defense is capped at 80, I believe. And on a normal champion, having 80%, well, 80 attack, flat attack, is similar to about a 6% increase to your base attack. So it's basically the same as one additional roll in attack or defense or health, something around there. Alright, so that means, for example, let's look at gloves. It can roll crit rate, crit damage, health percentage, attack percentage, defense percentage. I think all of these health, attack and defense percentage is going to be the same at 20%. Crit rate and crit damage, I do not know. If that is also 20%, that is going to be pretty insane. So all in all, it's going to give an insane amount of stats. Also here, accuracy on the chest plate or resistance on the chest plate, defense, health, all these stats going to be incredibly good. Also, boots with speed. I think the speed is going to be 12 speed, so this is going to be easier to get. But my whole problem with this system is when it is released and you ascend your piece of gear, you are going to get one random one of all of these. You're going to get one random one. Let's say, let's take a look at my chest plate, for example. Over here, this is my lethal chest plate. Basically, a perfect piece of gear. If it was legendary and rolled one more, it would have been insane. It could not have become better. But let's then take a look at, let's see here, behind me. This other piece of gear. This is a rare chest plate. If we count all the substats, this is how I really like to do it. I count all the substats. 25 plus 5 plus 6. That is 36. If you count the speed glyphs as well, that is 40% substats. That is basically 40 power in the substat alone. Because 6 crit rate is very similar to 6 crit damage and 6 speed, 6% attack. It's all pretty similar in terms of value. And then if you take a look at this one, this blue one here, 12% crit damage, 13% crit rate. This is a decent piece, but overall value here is 25% value, basically. 25 value in substats. Obviously, this is worse than this. But what is the difference here? If we count the glyphs, that is a 15% difference. That means if this blue piece rolls attack percentage, then yeah, if it rolls attack percentage, it is gonna have more stats than this epic, really insane piece. with 3 good rolls, triple crit damage. Like, this is gonna be in total better than this. 5 stats better. And I think that is pretty bad in terms of design and whatever, because that means if I find a blue chestplate like this, if this was attack percentage here and crit damage here, let's say, this could have been potentially better than this. Better than my best chestplate, because if it's at some places also rolls, let's say, speed, that means it is going to have 10 substats more in terms of value. Of course, that is meaning if this main chestplate here does not roll attack percentage. And if we take a look in all the values that we can get, accuracy, resistance, health, defense, none of those matter on a nuker at all, basically. All we want is attack percentage. The flat attack, I do not know how high values there are, but I doubt it's going to be the same as 20% attack. So 20% attack is going to be massive and basically make a garbage piece of gear like this going to be potentially my best in slot gear. So there are a bunch of, well, I find a lot of problems with this, because it doesn't matter what your good piece of gear is if you cannot get percentage attack on it, because it's not going to be better than a garbage piece like this one. This one, it's super easy to get a similar piece to this. Like, if you get a blue piece of gear, you have, let's say, crit damage and flat health, and it rolls crit damage twice, and you don't know the other stats because it's level 8. It still has the potential to be better than this, because if it rolls crit rate once, it's better already, and if it rolls speed, it's a lot better. So that means every single piece of gear that you find that is blue, and you roll 2 rolls in one of the 2 first stats, and it's a good roll, it can potentially be better than this insane piece. Of course, that meaning if it gets the 20% attack, and your main chest does not. I heard that they also said that they are probably gonna have some kind of reroll eventually. I mean, they gotta have that, because if they don't, that means basically the best piece of gear in the world that people have on their insane nukers, all legendary pieces, all basic, close to perfect, they care about 1% more on their crit damage roll. That, like, it's that impressive. But that means 20% more on, let's say, they get this piece and have a 20% attack roll. That is suddenly gonna be just as good as their best chess piece without a 20% attack roll. So if there is a reroll, and this reroll is going to be limited like the Chaos Ore, meaning you can only roll it once, or like it costs an insane amount, or it costs more and more, or you can only roll it 3 times or whatever, then that is going to be a problem if it is a capped amount of how many rolls you can do. And so yeah, I just find this horrible in terms of system. You need to be able to get the perfect Ascension roll, or else this system is going to be a massive failure, because that means when I find a new piece of gear, even a blue piece of gear that normally wouldn't have a chance of getting better than this can become my best piece of gear. I need to level this to 12, and then I need to ascend it once, and then see, does it get the percent attack? So, like, that is going to be more important than the other stats on the gear in many cases. So, if you take a look again at the potential rolls, crit rate, crit damage, if you roll, like, let's say you have a perfect build, but then you roll crit rate on your crit damage gloves. What does that mean? Well, basically, that means you are overcapped on crit rate. That means you need to switch out another piece of gear. And that alone is not a problem. If you roll crit damage, that's going to be perfect. But if you roll health or defense, that gear piece is going to be bad, basically. It's gonna be harder, well, it's basically the same, because you want crit damage gloves on your main nuker. Let's say, how many substats in total are on this piece? 18, 11, 11, that is 40, plus this is 50% substat. This is an insane piece of gear. But if I try to find, let's see, main crit damage, okay, let's take, let's see if I find something that is good enough. Yeah, this one. This one has the potential to be better than this. The reason for that is it has 25% substats, and with glyphs, it's gonna be less than 20% difference. It is gonna be only about 15% difference. So this piece of blue gear that has 25% substat and can be glyphed to make the difference, this can have potential more pure stats than this legendary piece of gear with all the rolls in the proper places. 50% substat, this is going to be able to get over 30% substat, and with its 20% attack, basically it's better than this legendary piece of gear. And yeah, if I'm unlucky with this glove here, it's basically ruined. I'm not going to use it on anyone. And this is just a random piece of gear, like with 25% that I can roll potentially better if this rolls the 25% attack roll. It is pretty stupid, and that means you are gonna need to keep a lot more gear. Every piece of blue 6-star legend, well, every piece of blue 6-star gear you need to keep, because it probably has the potential to be better than a lot of stuff you have. It's not that big of a problem. Let's say on your Arbiter, let's see here. My Arbiter, what can be improved? Well, she can get some more health resistance, whatever, doesn't really matter. Like, I'm using a attack percentage glove, doesn't matter. But the boots, you need a 6-star speed boot with the speed roll. Let's take a look how many boots do I have. How many 6-star, let's say 6-star boots do I have in speed? I have in total on my account, of course I've probably sold some, but 11 pieces. So, this one. Let's say I am a little bit unlucky, and I roll everything else except speed. That means, well, basically what that means, that is, it is 12 speed. That means I can just as well skip the speed set and take another boot without speed set. Like, it's gonna be that different. The speed set is gonna give 12%. So yeah, so you need speed boots with speed roll on it, on your main nuker. So be sure to stock up on your speed boots. And like my Lysandra here as well, what does she want? She wants accuracy and she wants speed. But getting a speed boot with speed steps out, like the speed roll, and also having accuracy at the same time, it's gonna be a lot harder to get those pieces as well. Other than that, it's nothing special that you want. But again, like on your Kaimar and your debuffers, what do you want? On your chestplate, basically one stat, that is accuracy. So, the problem, especially with chestplates and the bottom pieces, is that there are so many rolls. There are 8 different, I believe. It is a chestplate. There's 8 different rolls, and you want one of them. So the chances of getting the right one is very low. And even if there's a reroll system, you probably need on average to roll it 8 times, 7-8 times to get that accuracy roll. And that is not gonna be fun, especially if it's expensive. What I suggest and really hope happens is that you can eventually just choose what substat on your Ascension, what do you want, and have a gem cost to set it to that. That is gonna be my suggestion here, because, like, take a look here. My artifact storage is already at 1291, because I keep an insane amount of gear pieces. Like, This is all my speed pieces that I do not have equipped. That's not a lot, because I kept this because it might triple roll in something. It didn't, so I sell it. You can triple roll, and I can use a Chaos Ore. And when we talk about Chaos Ore, that is going to be a funny thing, because if you get a 6-star legendary piece, like let's say, that's a 6-star legendary piece in lethal. I have none of these at the moment. Okay, so what am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna level it to 12, and then I'm gonna see, does it roll the attack thing? Or what does it roll? Even if the main stat is horrible on this, let's say it is a defense percentage, if this rolls to 12 and I get the attack percent, what is the best option to do? To rework it and hope that it rolls attack, main stat, and some good substats. That's gonna be your best choice to get a perfect piece of gear if the reroll roll is expensive, or if it's not gonna happen. So yeah, I saw many problems with this, and that is gonna cost you a lot of silver. Beginning to reroll like epic and legendary pieces of gear, and then Chaos Ore it, like Chaos Ore is gonna be in such a high demand. Like this piece of gear here, speed, attack, this has also potential to be better than the other piece. Because if this rolls the attack, crit rate, or crit damage, it's gonna be better than my main one. By far, because it's also a lethal piece of gear. So yeah, getting upgrades to your gear is good. But once you're starting to compare yourself to others in Arena, that is gonna be a problem. And also, you don't want to sell your best piece of gear. Like, I will never sell... where is it again? My Baron. Like, I would never sell this chestplate. Because of the potential. If they release the reroll, I need this piece. I am gonna force roll the attack percentage on this piece. Or else I'm basically losing stats. Like, I'm gonna keep this, but the problem is I'm also gonna keep every single gear piece that has the potential to be better in case this can never roll the attack. That means I need more storage. I need to store pieces of gear that is garbage but has the potential to be better than my other pieces of gear. So this storage problem is going to be a massive problem as well. It's going to cost a lot of silver. So the artifact storage system needs to be increased. Having 1,300 pieces is not enough. Let's just take a look at my gear. Basically no health or speed or defense here, let's see. This is all my speed, most important gears in the game. Let's take a look at this crit damage. Why do I keep these? This one, pretty good with some accuracy. And this legendary piece, really good piece. How about this one? The same. This one, health-based nuker with some accuracy. Good. Why would I not keep this? This has potential to be used on so many people. Why I'm not keeping is, well, maybe I don't gonna do that content right now. I also need that kind of damage on a health-based nuker, but I might need it later. How about this one? Speed, attack, crit rate. It might also roll crit damage when I roll to 16. How about this? Triple health, speed, crit rate. Good for a health-based nuker, whatever. Like, all of these pieces of gear are good enough to keep. I don't want to sell them because they might be usable. Like, yes, I'm not gonna use this right now, but in the future it might be my best piece of gear. And now I'm really glad I did this because, let's say, this one roll health on a defense piece of nuclear gear. And how about this one? If this rolls defense and like, it's so many options now. So I'm glad I have all of these options over crit damage gloves that is not optimal. Like this one is not perfect. It has speed and it has health. Good for health-based nuker, especially now if this rolls crit rate, crit damage, or health percentage on the Ascension piece here. Like, why would I sell this? It has the potential to be my best piece of gear. Every single piece here is almost has the potential to be my best piece of gear. But this one, defense, speed, some crit stats. Like, having a defense main stats on your nuker is not optimal. But with a new system, if I don't have a good piece of crit damage glove on my defense-based nuker, and this rolls good amount of crit rate or crit damage or defense on the secondary roll, it might be my best piece of nuker gear for some reason. Or just a good defense piece of gear. How about this one? Double crit rate, crit damage, health. Potentially my best health-based chestplate, especially if it rolls something good. So this is gonna be the problem. Every piece of gear that I have is keepable. Let's say this one. Health with health. Potentially my highest piece of health, shield set gear. How about this one? Crit rate, speed. So if I want a shield set user with crit rate and still having some, yeah, like, it's still good. Everything is good. And I have problems selling anything. Yes, I can probably be very... yeah, like, I could probably sell half of this gear because I'm never really gonna use it. But like now, it has the potential to become my best pieces of gear with this Ascension system. So now, with this Ascension system, you need to keep all your gear and ascend it, because it might become your best piece of gear. So yeah, that is the problem I have with this new Ascension system. Like, it will make or break your nuker or your gear, pretty much. Like, this amazing chestplate can suddenly be bypassed by a garbage piece of blue gear with 2 double roll, and that's it. This boots, pretty decent attack, only 1 roll in accuracy, whatever. Not optimal, but close to it. 24% step stat. Any piece with attack roll and any substat, even without a roll, can become better than this. Any piece, any lethal piece with attack can potentially be better than this, if this doesn't roll any of the good stats. Like, it's as easy as that. It is going to be easier on the top pieces though, because flat attack is going to be capped at, I think, 80, and that is going to be only about the same value as 6%. But on your best pieces of gear, you still want that attack. On my Baron, what do I want on my helmet? Not health, not defense, I want attack. Only attack, and yeah. So potentially this is not even my best piece of gear. Like, this is blue, and if any other piece have 1 less roll on the garbage stats or whatever, or missing one of these stats, then that other piece of gear might become better somehow. Anyways, that's gonna be it. The gear Ascension is potentially gonna be a huge problem, and is already gonna be a problem, because people are gonna keep a lot more gear because, well, they should keep a lot more gear because that has the highest percent chance of getting, well, becoming your best piece of gear. Chaos Ores is gonna be in demand because you are gonna roll good pieces, good potential pieces, legendary pieces of gear, up to 12. Let's see, does it get a good Ascension stat? Alright, let's Chaos Ore it. It has a huge chance of becoming my best piece of gear. Anyways, that's gonna be it, guys, for this video. Yeah, I really hope it's gonna be either a infinite reroll system that is not too expensive, or best would be you can choose the specific stat you want, but maybe a gem cost or whatever, doesn't really matter. And then this system is perfect. I do not care about how hard the boss is, I do not care about that it uses its energy or whatever, I do not care about that. The only thing that I care about is the usability of the stuff. Is my best gear gonna be potentially just bypassed by garbage piece of gear? I do not hope that's gonna happen. Yeah. That means garbage accounts with luck, good luck, can become better than, yeah, but then better accounts with bad luck. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Leave a like, subscribe, and see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.